Hold on, I don't want to start talking yet. I forgot to hit the music button. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How is everyone doing? You know what? We're going to just stop the music right there. It's been a week. First, super chat in from Kyle. Love the awesome work you do for the entertaining videos. Please keep it up, man. Of course. Waffles! She escaped. Come here, Waffles. Come here. Waffles, come here. Hey, Waffles. Hey. Come on. Hang on, guys. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. Oh my gosh. So Waffles is still with me. We've made a little bit of progress with her. Meeting my dogs, not a great deal of progress, but I just realized I don't. No, wait, no, I did have my headphones on. You said yeah, but oh, sorry. Here's a hug for me because you sound like you needed one in your vid. It was. You know, I when I wanted to start out that part of the video, I kind of wanted to just briefly allude to what had happened, and kind of stay detached from it. But it got a little personal for me. I'm gonna be totally real with you guys, and I'd let the camera still roll. So, oh, Russia's really poking the bear. Thoughts on FedEx?
Thoughts on FedEx?
Farm Shop Chronicles. I have personally had no issues with FedEx, but there is entire Reddits dedicated to FedEx shenanigans. She must be friendlier than Fritz. She is. Come here, Waffles. But we do have an update. Come here, Waffles. Come here. Hey, come here. We named her Waffles, by the way. Come on. Hey, Bubba girl. You're so nice. Why did you jump the little gate? Huh? You don't do that. Good girl. So we have an update. Next week, she will have a foster of her own. We're going to go kind of do the trade-off. And this foster does not have any other dogs. So that way they can help find her forever home.
Intercept me? I'd intercept me.
Welcome to the DD214 alumni.
I appreciate it, Harry. Thank you so much. Just saw your video. It's been a week, sir. Oh, wait, sorry. I'm going to listen to your ramblings and play some Forza. Forza's fun. I was playing some Borderlands. Literally, I was playing Borderlands and I was like, fuck, I got my new blackout curtains on the other side of these little blinds here. So I scrambled, put those up, cleaned up everything else in here because I had like a plate here. I literally ate lunch in this seat and I was like, well, shit. It's time to stream because I don't want to miss out if I don't have to. Because I do enjoy these conversations with you guys and kind of understanding where your brain's at and where my brain is at. And I learn new things and we get to have great conversations and it's safe for you and safe for me. Just saw your video. It's been a week, sir. The Helldiving front is chaotic. I'm sure of it. Political violence in America. Permission to be relieved of guard chief. Permission granted, man. It's that's the thing, man. I just think about all the things that are facing our country right now, and it just makes me sad. And it doesn't matter who says it or who does it. And I've noticed a trend. To certain medias and certain groups, President Trump can do nothing right. Just like when President Biden was in office, there was nothing he could do correctly to the wrong people. And it was just like, you know, rise above it, man. Like we're all in this boat together. I would much rather be wrong about something than be proved right and watch it come like burning down, you know? Oh shit, my chat did that thing again. Hey, HLC, I've been watching your content for a long time. Now, before we get started, I wanted everyone to stop for a second and say we're not at war. Love and understanding is the key for preventing more violence. 100,000%. I made a post on Twitter and I haven't really looked at it because I've been playing Borderlands. Borderlands 4. Waffles! Oh my God. Hold on. She jumped the fence again. Waffles. No. You're fine. You're fine. I have to keep the door open because my PC is a fucking heater. But no, one of the posts that I made on Twitter is it's easy to demonize this kid and his entire family, right? It's easy to do that. The kid, absolutely, what he did was wrong, and it should never be accepted. But I do want to highlight the kid's dad. At least from the reports, he's retired police. He found out about what his son had done. He got a confession from his son. He talked to his son and convinced him to turn himself in peacefully. I can't imagine, I don't have children, but I can't imagine what it's like to circumstantially walk your own child to the gallows. Because they've already said it, he's going to be facing the death penalty. Now he might get a plea bargain or something along those lines, but like in the dictionary next to integrity, there needs to be a picture of this kid's dad. Because I can't even imagine what that was like. Like nothing in my brain could ever prepare somebody for something like that. So huge. What is up, everybody? So I do want to highlight that kid's dad. He did what was right, even when it was probably the hardest decision he's ever made in his life. Mac and cheese or spaghetti, also rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. Mac and cheese, bro. Mac and cheese is where it's at. I missed the Timu Electron Man. He was the best host. No. You know what's funny? I started wearing those tank tops more this week because I need some sun on the shoulders. We're getting there. Slowly. Why the shoulder burqa? Phosphorus pride. You guys are roasting me and I haven't even... Oh my God. Let me see. So Borderlands 4 worth it? Yes, 100,000%. I want to tell you, like it's so hard to explain, okay? All the bad parts that we didn't like about Borderlands, they got rid of. There's no mindless rambling. Yeah, some of the missions are a little monotonous, but there's no just constant rambling on. They got rid of all the stupid commentary. It's very mission focused. Certain missions that I've done have like evoked an emotional response. It's fluid. Yes, I've had a couple of crashes, but I mean, PC, different specs are hard to match. It is everything I wanted it to be and then some. I mean, you have your own opinions about Randy, but the company did a great job.
Regarding your statement about the current problems in America, it's an easy fix. Stop creating a generation of people with nothing to lose. When someone has something to lose, if mentally ill people think twice.
True. Easier said than done on that front. How do I word this? I don't want to call it anybody specifically. There are some people that just make the worst decisions, and no matter what you do, they will still fail. I worked with them in the military. That was the hardest lesson I ever had to learn as a leader, was watching my people fail. Like knowing I could fix it, being there, seeing it, and as long as no one got hurt, letting it happen. It's insane, man. Your solution to people who have different opinions than you is violence. You are the problem. Absolutely. Absolutely. 100,000%. Look, for example, Hassan Piker. I think he's abhorrent. I think he's wrong. He sides with terrorism. He doesn't even believe in the shit that he's saying. Like when he goes to these ICE protests, dude shows up for 10 minutes for a photo op and then dips out in his fucking $300,000 car. Like you have no conviction in your life. You're quite literally pandering to a bunch of people who are throwing money at you. Still don't think he deserves to be shot. He's an awful human being in my opinion, but he's an American either way. And he has the right to say the most dumb shit imaginable. So, just trying to understand why Russia poked Poland. Honestly, so I'm going to be real with you. What I think is going to happen and what I think should happen are two very different things. What I think is going to happen is quite literally nothing. Harsh words, maybe some sanctions, life goes on. What should happen is an overall resounding response from NATO in its entirety. Don't know what that response is going to look like. It could be extreme heavy sanctions, posturing on the border, and if any drones get near that border, they get smoked. Like, I think it should be a very clear-cut indication of what will happen if you continue to push your boundaries. Because historically speaking, every time somebody has tried to make amends with a tyrant, it's not gone well for the world. How many people would have been saved had the rest of the world intervened when Hitler invaded Poland? How many millions of lives? Or when he violated the Treaty of Versailles? Have the rest of the world, I mean, US wasn't really in a position, neither was the UK, but I'm just saying, if people had intervened when Hitler was violating the Treaty of Versailles, how many millions of lives would have been changed? Saved, sorry. We discussing the 19 from the other day, or did it happen second time this week? 19. What? How's the wife's ear? It's healing. As far as I know, it's pretty much there, so we're just keeping an eye on it. Sounds like Waffles could be an agility dog. She is very energetic now that she's gotten like settled in, and she comes when she's called most of the time. So like I've been taking her in the backyard, and for the first like week she was here, I'd have to walk her on a leash when she go to the bathroom, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to try something. I took her off leash, and she ran around like a chicken with her head cut off and had a blast, and we played fetch, and I chased her around, and so she's definitely got the energy. She's a puppy. Finally caught alive. Borderlands 4 has me hooked, bro. Me too. Exo Soldier's my fave, and trust me, an accountant with autocannons is terrifying. I went with Amon as my main. Hey, HLC, it's a week. It's probably my last stream for the year. I'll be in Europe for the next 2.5 months. Hey, enjoy yourself, man. Keep your head up and keep the good videos. I will. I'm so glad that so many of you enjoy. Like it's on weeks like this, it's really hard to try and make things funny. Luckily, I had a really good joke in my head for Grandpa Buff to kind of pull us back out of that. Like, hey, this is the grown-up talk. Now I'm going to start making you laugh again. I had a really good joke in my brain. I was like, okay, I'm going to use that. 18th anniversary. Congratulations. Wow, I can't talk right now. Sorry, guys. Congratulations, Josh. I hope you guys have a wonderful... I just celebrated 5 years with my wife. She's hated every minute of it if you ask her. No, I'm just kidding. Sad state we're in, not a conspiracy theory, but I genuinely want to know. They found 30-06, YouTube 30-06 ballistics gel, and tell me that's what hit Kirk's neck. Maybe I'm uneducated, but I fired a lot of 30-06. So ballistics gel is relatively close to a human, but it is not exact. So they can react all sorts of different ways. The load, the grain, like, I mean, there's so many different variables that go into that. I'm relatively confident that that's exactly what it was. Turning 53 tomorrow. Hey, happy early birthday. Can I get a happy birthday from up? My voice is not in the greatest state right now because I've been playing Borderlands and talking with my friends, but happy birthday. I'll give you a happy birthday. Hey, Neil, your last name's Moorhead? Yeah, fuck, I feel that. Sorry. It's been such a week for everyone. I feel the Schutz family just as much as I do for the Charles family. Yeah, I absolutely do as well. I can't imagine what they're going through right now. And the shitty part is there's ignorant people out there that are wishing ill will on the family who had nothing to do with it, who knew nothing about it. They're not accessories. They weren't hiding him. They know. That's it. So empathy and forgiveness is kind of where it's at. It's an easy fit. Oh, brother, the beard's making you look like a chubby Eminem. Just saying. Thank you, maybe. Hello, sorry I'm late. Watch newest kind of consensual. Hope Mrs. Linecrosser's doing okay. Oh, can we restart? Yeah, you just missed like all the fun. We're not going to restart. There's a new kind of consensual out. I wasn't at the last one because Mrs. Linecrosser had a hole in her ear, so we should probably watch that tonight. We all could use a laugh. Wiremen like popcorn. They satisfy you, but only for a little while. That's funny. Here to pay for my weekly therapy. Thanks for what you do for us. Keep up with the laughs and cheering banter. It's the best medicine. Much love. I thank you guys so much. It's hard. I'm not going to lie to you like that. So yesterday when I made the video, I had to go down to El Paso for a CT, and it's about an hour drive. And I'm driving up, and the whole time I was just like, how in the fuck am I going to talk about this? Like, what do I say? So, wait, someone said NATO Article 5, is it? HLC is back. Wish Fat Electrician was bad. Thank you for standing up for American values. Absolutely. America, this is the thing. I don't care how ignorant you are. I don't care how hateful you are. Within reason, obviously don't be violent. I don't care if you're white, black, trans, straight, gay, lesbian, purple, blue, an immigrant, or a naturally born citizen. You deserve the same safeties that everybody else in the United States gets. And we should really appreciate each other a whole lot more. So, hello, Dirty Plop. I am a Dirty Plop. I am. Hey, bro. Felt the emotion from your video. It was definitely an emotional experience. What are we doing? As Iranian American, every one of you are my brother and sister, and I give my life for each and every one of you. We are American first. Absolutely. We are. Once we get our shit straightened out, then we can start trying to work with everybody else. Because do you have any idea where we would be as a species if we could stop murdering one another? Do you have any clue? Navy Chief here, always enjoy your videos. Thank you for always being a great representative of the armed forces. Shout out to the USS McCampbell in Japan. No shit. My little sister was on the McCampbell before she got hurt. And then y'all went over to Japan without her. Hello, Mr. Linecross. I saw your video that you didn't agree with Charlie, but acknowledge the tragedy. Mind sharing a highlighted thing or two you disagree with him on? So, kind of as a rule, I don't really get into my own personal beliefs on a lot of things. I mean, I allude to them in some of my videos and things like that. For example, one of the things that I personally disagree with Charlie Kirk on was, no, hear me out, okay, is women's reproductive rights. Now, Charlie and I both had a very different, a lot of his beliefs were stemmed from his religious beliefs, okay, and that's fine. We didn't have the same relationship with God, and that's okay. I can disagree with his opinion and say that I don't think that it should be that way and still not wish ill will on somebody else. That's kind of what I'm getting at. It's something I've kind of kept close to home. He was very anti-Ukraine. I'm very open to my support of Ukraine, and I genuinely think that they should have the ability to defend themselves. I don't want to tell anybody they're wrong. I don't want to argue with anybody. Those are my beliefs, and I hold them very near and dear to myself. You channel your closest self through Buff. Look, I'm not a racist. I think racist jokes are great. I was playing with King Pix Media, and I talked about the best white joke I had ever heard recently on fucking Twitter. It was so good. But those are some of the things that I disagreed with Charlie on. Yeah, probably colonies in Andromeda if we could stop trying to, yeah. HLC think the U.S. should send 2 full military bases that have armored assets to Europe to show force, put them in the area. Also, the U.S. needs to look at maybe a cheaper options for anti-drone. Absolutely, and that's kind of the name of the game. Is economy of force, is making sure that you have something that is affordable to defend against something else that is affordable. That's absolutely. Jack Mandeville liked the t-shirt I had made. No shit. That's awesome, dude. Jack is good people. Jack is, you know what's crazy is when you talk to Jack at first, you're like, oh, it's just this, kind of heavy set vet who drinks a lot and smokes. Jack is crazy smart. He is insanely smart. So when he launched his channel, was it Jacked Up History? I love it. Guess who's back again? By the way, love you, HLC. Appreciate the people close to you. Never know when you'll lose them. Absolutely. Which is part of the reason that I don't know if you guys saw the new shirt. I disagree with his shit against being gay. You're gay. Cool. Doesn't affect me. You do you. Yeah, that's kind of the way. Yeah. So I've been working on that shirt with Mrs. Linecrosser for quite some time. It was just our 5th wedding anniversary, so I wanted to do something kind of cool, and I've been kind of thinking of an idea for, we just be building shit. I hope you guys really like that. I really do hope you like that. We worked really hard on that shirt. Waffles fun for the dog, not the food fat shot right. I'm drinking water. It's fine. The only thing I can think of why Russia sent drones is opposed to either test NATO response time or delay more equipment going into Ukraine. Yeah. I mean, it could be. I don't want to chalk up something to malice that could potentially be incompetence. This is the thing. If this was before any invasion and Russia had done something like that, I'd be like, this could be malice. This could be them, probing NATO. But what I've seen from Russia on the battlefield is not competence. So I don't know. General John Meade said to say hello. No shit. He's in Syria and thus his hours are not good for live feed, but he will try. Loves the vids. Well, tell him I said hello. I hope he's doing okay. I'm glad he likes the videos, man. It's really weird sometimes when Brass comes in, and they're like, yeah, I love your videos. I'm like, I'm just like an idiot, right? Like on the internet. There's a good chance I worked with your sis, but no names. Thanks for her and your service. Much appreciated, Jake. Thank you so much for being here. I mentioned I was aiming to enlist as a CB. I'm enlisting because I love my country and its values. I have friends with different views, but I will fight and defend their right to have their views. USA Semper Fi. Absolutely. Although Semper Fi is Marine Corps. CB's work with Marine Corps. I think there's this Hooyah. I'm not sure. But I wish everybody, and I don't want conscription, but I wish everyone could experience the military lifestyle, because it is the epitome of melting pot. You just throw a bunch of people together, and then you see a barracks party. You got one dude wearing shit kickers and a cowboy hat. Another one's dressed like a cholo from fucking LA. You got another one who's wearing a polo shirt and khaki shorts and fucking boat shoes. Like it's the weirdest group you'd ever put together, but those people really care about each other. And it's an experience. Never mind, switch to playing Frontier Defense. Andrew, good choice. Hey, Plop, any ideas on the next USA versus the world? I got a few in the tube. I got a few ideas. What on earth has America come to? Couldn't agree more. No longer a nation under God, but a divided country under the devil. 2 kids lost their father. A wife lost their husband. Absolutely sickening. Couldn't agree more. But this is not a one-off, right? And I don't want to downplay the loss of Charlie Kirk. I know that a lot of people felt that loss very heavily, myself included, because I'm in the public space. And if him saying things that he did, whether you agree with them or disagree with them, ended his life, I say a lot of shit that pisses people off. So, it's obviously concerning. But I also think about the kids who have to go to school and the potential active shooters. I think about the people dealing with drug addiction, fentanyl, things like that are killing hundreds of thousands of Americans every year. So I'm not trying to downplay it, but we got our own stuff. And I do genuinely believe to a point in America first. Like we should absolutely take care of ourselves, but sometimes taking care of ourselves means getting involved when you don't want to. So I'm a man of God. There are things I did and didn't agree with him on, his views on Ukraine. I support Ukraine and when we should help out others. I agree. If Ukraine had struck first and Russia had pushed in, I'd be like, fuck it, they're on their own. They just didn't. Right now, they're just trying to exist. First COD carrier onboard delivery aircraft in history was converted to a torpedo bomber, the TBM-3R. All right, hold on. I might pull up tactical ballistic missiles just because of my fucking previous searches. Oh, yeah. I've seen those before. If For a second, I was like, that almost looks like a Corsair, but didn't have the gull wings and the cockpit's too big. Give the doggies more airtime. Look, Waffles is there's a bathroom right there adjacent to me, and that's where she likes to lay. When I start talking to the camera, she doesn't like it, which is okay. Utah still offers firing squads a death penalty. I see it's only fitting. I do. Oh my gosh, getting a phone call. Hang on, I gotta mute myself and take this. Sorry, just scheduling stuff with the VA. So I got Waffles in here. If I didn't have Waffles and I had Knox and Fritz, I would push Knox over there. Waffles, come here. Come here, baby girl. Where's my little doggy air conditioner? Waffles, come here, baby girl. Come on over there. It's okay. I'm going to bed. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl, stay. There we go. Kind of. It's okay, stay. There we go. Made some adjustments. Do those AC things really work? I mean, it blows out a little bit of air. It's kind of cool. I agree that the individual should face the death penalty. Look, there are some people you just can't reach. And maybe if somebody had gotten to this individual sooner, they could kind of explain the circumstances to them and get them not to make this decision. Maybe. But once they've made the decision, they made their bed, they got to sleep in it. I will lose. I mean, I would feel bad for the family. Absolutely. But I would lose no sleep over the individual, over this kid facing the death penalty. So I'm tired of it. Tried so hard to be moderate and central, but I can't excuse what they're saying anymore. I'm not calling for violence. I'm tired of people plastering hateful articles and lying. I mean, I don't disagree with you, but sometimes here's the thing. Oh, that was thunder. I hope I don't lose my internet or my power. Here's the thing. And this is going to be a weird. So I had to change my thinking. Sometimes that's what you got to do, because there's nothing you can do about it. So like all the people like praising, the death of Charlie Kirk, right? They're praising it. I had to change my thinking, and when I did, I found it kind of funny, because the way I thought about it was, Charlie Kirk was a huge advocate. He would have disagreed with you till he was blue in the face. Absolutely. He would have told you you're wrong, you're incorrect, that's not how that works, whatever. But he would have stood by your right to say it. So all these people that are cheering that Charlie Kirk is dead, is it wrong? Absolutely. 100,000%. But in a weird roundabout way, they're actually praising Charlie Kirk because they're using something that he really cared about, the freedom of speech. So I changed my thought process, and that was because I can't change it. I can't go out there and convince them to stop. So I had to change my thinking about it. VA, I thought everything was not service related. Bro, everything's service related, man. If you mute yourself because you don't want us to know that you're saying, please turn around completely or hide your lips. Some of us lip read. That's fair. I do as well. I mean, it wasn't anything bad. It was just they were scheduling a CT for next year. Did I hear about Trump saying we have anti-gravity tech? I heard about that. That was a couple months ago, wasn't it? I think. Dude, the news moves so fast. I don't even think I made a joke about it. Maybe I did. You know what's funny is sometimes people come up to me and they're like, oh man, I love the video where you said this. And I completely forgot that I said that. I'm like, bro, you make like 3 videos a week for a couple years. You lose track. My state, Washington, is now beating Cali for the most expensive gas. Whew, time to earn more of that Boeing money. Suck it, California. I don't know if you should be cheering for that, but hey, we're here for it. Been watching you for years at this point. This week has been hard. Charlie brought me closer to God. And that's, in times like this, there's a quote from General George Patton. And my chaplain, probably the best chaplain in the United States Army, his name is Chip Satterley. He's still serving right now. He gave us this quote when we had lost 2 guys at their memorial. And he said, we must not only mourn the men who died, but we must thank God that such men lived. And I think that that's a profound statement is, he got you closer to God. That's a great thing. That's a wonderful thing. Helping people find their faith. That's a great thing. And it's not my thing, What is going on with the light back there? Oh. What happened to the skinny electrician? You fucking smartasses. Follow up to my last super chat. Yes, it's a Marine, but it's Latin. I tend to use Latin when I'm serious, so just intertwine. That's fair. Hey, Latin is, I don't know shit about Latin. Maybe some pig Latin. Probably not. I had to remove my sister out of my life because she was openly celebrating his death, post vile things about him and his kids. I say the incident live, and I can't get the images, or you saw the incident live and can't get the images out of my head. For a long time, how do I word this? War was elusive for most of human history. The awful things that happen in war, people killing one another, was elusive. Things changed when cameras started going on the battlefield. And now cameras are quite literally everywhere. 50 years ago, they would have censored it and you'd have never found the video. It would have been gone. Now every 3rd post on fucking Twitter is literally that. I'm a little more numb to it. It's not the first time I've seen somebody lose their life. But I understand. It's tough and it takes time. You'll get through it, trust me. The problem is that people want to make excuses or blame someone else for the shooter's actions. Absolutely. I was intentionally quiet and I didn't want to post during a lot of that time because there was, oh, it was a trans person. Oh, it was a liberal. Oh, it was a this. Oh, it was a black person. It was a white person. It was an evil person. Full stop. That's it. It was an evil person that did this. Just like anyone who takes lives in a drive-by in Chicago. They're an evil person. No matter what that person did to you. I mean, sure, maybe they tried to kill you. I know personally how fucking aggravating that can be. So, I don't know. James Young, she is not my dog. We found her on the street 2 weeks ago, but we found a foster for her next week. We've named her Waffles. She is a very good girl. She's a very nice girl. Hey, I have a question about Pepperbox. Can someone from the Netherlands get a membership because we don't really have credit cards? PayPal doesn't work. I don't know. I can ask Jake. He's kind of like he's not like the only owner. He's one of the owners. And Netherlands. I will bring it up to him. What do I think of Russia flying their IL-20 Coot multiple times in a week after the Trump-Putin meeting off the coast of Alaska? how do I word this? Russia is very overt in a lot of their actions, with the exception of their social media campaign. Their social media campaign, God, I wish America would pick that up. I wish we would pick it. It's so good. It's so good. Hamas picked it up. It's phenomenal. China started using it. America's the only people who aren't. I don't know why. I mean, we got freedom of speech and shit like that, but whatever. Like, their fucking social media campaign is top tier. It really is. Everything else they kind of telegraph, so it's probably just posturing. I wouldn't worry about it too much. The CRSC advice, I just dropped my package. Nice. Welcome to the 100% club. Hell yeah, Iggy. I'm there. I'm broke. America be building. Why not take M4 Shermans to the fire and modify it a bit more just for giggles? My counter to that is American museums have more firepower than most countries do. Like, if you guys watched the episode with me and the Fat Electrician went through the Air Defense Artillery Training Support Facility, we had like every iteration of German 88, which is hands down one of the most devastating guns on the battlefield in World War II. It's a phenomenal gun. Now, all those German 88s, it's funny because German soldiers come to Fort Sill like to learn about air defense. And they go there because they've never seen all iterations of the German 88 next to each other, because we have more of their equipment than they do, which is hilarious. Oh. But I'm glad you got into the CRSC. What are my thoughts on the Poland situation? I addressed it earlier. You may have just come in here. I would say that Poland is... I hate it. I hate it for Poland. It sucks. Poland is on the forefront of... They're like at the crossroads of every world war. And I feel for Poland. Poland is arming to the fucking teeth. They have been for a while. If Russia was going to try something, sooner would be less devastating for them than later. Poland has orders out on a ton of shit. They're just waiting to receive it. They just haven't received it all yet. So the longer you wait, the more weapons Poland is going to have. But as for the drone situation, I did state this earlier. I don't think anything's going to come of it. Strong words, condemnation, maybe some fucking sanctions. What it should be is a holistic, resounding response from NATO that it will not be tolerated. This could be reinforcement of the border. This could be like absolute hammer of sanctions to completely bankrupt the Russian war machine. It could be a lot of different things. I don't know what it's going to be. Most likely nothing. Sorry, my headphones died. Will you be at Unsub show in Phoenix, Arizona? I will not be. I didn't know they had a show in Phoenix. I will not be at the Phoenix one as of right now. Here's a fun idea from Taco Reacts. Take 6x6 piece. Oh, I saw that. I saw that. I like Taco. I've never met Taco, but like we follow each other, I think on TikTok and maybe on Instagram. I like Taco though. Reagan said they're 80% my friend, not 20% my enemy. That's Reagan. I liked Reagan. There are a lot that disagree with his policies, and that is your right as an American. I encourage you to do so. There are some that think that what's his name? Had polio, in a wheelchair, World War II. I cannot think of the name of that fucking president. My brain's like Edmund Fitzgerald. Fucking no. What the hell's his name? FDR. Thank you. Talbinator, FDR. There are some that think FDR is the greatest president that the United States has ever had. I disagree with that sentiment, but that's my right as an American. Kirk said he was okay with people dying every year so we can have our Second Amendment. The irony is darkly poetic. Detested his views. I enjoyed debunking. That's, I'm sure when he made that statement, he didn't think that he would be one of them. However, as abhorrent as, I mean, it is darkly poetic. You're right. There's no other way to shake it. I genuinely believe that he would be, like, if he were here right now, he would still be fighting for Americans to keep their Second Amendment. I just, yeah. Condolences to his family, though, yeah. 100%. Sorry. Chewing on gum right now. I randomly quote the UK telling, America, are you out of your bloody mind? And the US replies, so what if I am? I'm glad. It's funny that my shit is quotable. I'm a regular idiot on a I'm going through puberty, guys. I'm a regular idiot with a camera. I feel like Pandora's box has been open and I don't know where things are going from here, but I'm worried. Initially I thought so, but I don't know. I think that culpability of the act relies on the individual and not any larger group. This is just a theory, okay? Don't anyone freak out about this. I've kept this to myself. I'm just curious. If this individual, after they're investigated, were given their extremist views, or the reason that they decided to shoot Charlie Kirk was in regards to his statements about Israel and Palestine, theoretically, that would fall under a terrorist act and would invoke a U.S. response in Gaza. Because that would, I don't know. I mean, I'm not a lawyer. I'm just saying, like, that would be the first time that, combatant propaganda has convinced an American to commit something like this. Look, I don't want to get involved. That whole part is fucking messy. Quite frankly, I think the whole rest of the world should just shut off everything going into those two countries and say, we'll come back in 3 years. Whoever's left wins. Just leave them alone. What do I make of Russia's threats against Finland? Finland's NATO now. We got Finland and Sweden. Their threats are hollow. Russia knows. Like, they can't beat NATO militarily. The only hope they have is nuclear. It's the only thing. That's the only thing. And they know that if they start that fight with NATO, they're going to end up using their nuclear weapons. They know that for a fact. Like a Middle East battle royale. Yeah. Just, this is the thing. That place hasn't been settled since it recorded human history. Since the fucking Canaanites were there. Canaanites, I'm not sure how you say that, right? It's like 4,000 or 5,000 years ago. No, the Babylonians were there. Alexander the Great was there. The fucking Mesopotamians were there. Like, Egypt was there. Just, honestly, hands off. Let them just duke it out. I don't care anymore. Take the leader of Gaza, take fucking Netanyahu, put them in a ring together, duke it out. Whoever's left, whoever's still standing, has a country. Everybody else, I don't care. It's been settled, but it's never settled down. Yeah, I think the longest it's ever been settled for one period of time was about 1,000 years. I'd have to go back and look to my USA versus Hamas. Thanks, man. I really like the content you and the whole Unsub crew make. Would really love to see more. I'm trying, man. It's hurting. I'm trying to keep it going. Good eye from Australia. I love saying I think it's you, Jackie, or maybe a couple of Aussies that pop in here. Every time you start out with g'day, my brain immediately goes to my Australian accent. So we're going to read it with the Australian accent. G'day from Australia. Honestly, I seen the video and it sort of messed me up. Mostly I'm numb to that kind of thing. And I hate one hit me hard. My PTSD kicked in. Thank God my missus was home with me. I think I did a pretty decent Australian accent. I'm glad your missus was home with you, man. That was hard to watch. I'm going to leave that alone. It was hard to watch. It was very hard to watch. Please give us Scotland. What do you want to do about Scotland? We don't have any Scots that have a show. Do they even have internet in Scotland? Do they know that I watch like, do they watch my videos? And they're like, that's not how I sound. Gotta put a R in everything. Is that? I don't know what upsets me more, the shooting or the celebrations of it. My girlfriend says she's scared for me living in the US and she lives in Israel. The part that bothers me the most of the whole thing, not the graphic images of the shooting. I'm kind of numb to those things. Like, yeah, it sucks, but not unheard of. The part that I have found in all of this that bothers me, reports say his family was there. And his daughter ran towards him because she was scared by the gunshot. That's the part that got me. That fucked me up. So I don't know how true it is, but that's the report. And I saw that and I was like, that's enough internet. I'm going to go play Borderlands. Yeah. Buff says do a shot. Bro, I haven't done a shot in, I'm 35 years old. Did you see the news article? They found an archaeological dig site in Western Russia with ballista capable of... Oh yeah, had to pull me right back out of that. I read that at the perfect fucking time. Walayam, I don't know how to say your name, man, but that was... that was phenomenal, bro. Capable of firing hypersonic bolts, a ballista. Dude, I might steal that joke. I hope that's okay. But I might steal. That joke is good. That's a solid joke. That's a phenomenal joke. Someone said Russian drones in Poland could be a false flag too. Possibly. Here's why I don't think so. Poland, just like Romania, are the two countries in the world that have something called Aegis Ashore. Now, it's operated by the United States, so trust me, we would know where they came from. Why do Russians think their stuff is hypersonic? Difference of definition. So if you make an object and throughout the entirety of its flight path, it goes over Mach 5, Russia and China and North Korea all consider that, and fucking Iran, say that that is a hypersonic. They all say that. As long as somewhere throughout its flight path, it goes over Mach 5, it's hypersonic. That's their definition. The US and UK and Japan and fucking everybody with a brain understands that it doesn't matter how fast it goes up near the Kármán line. When it gets back down, how fast is it going? Not over Mach 5, because air is very dense and slows things down. You know, heat shielding is required, drag, there's all sorts of coefficients, and terminal velocity for those objects is not greater than Mach 5, no matter how heavy and pointy they are. You need onboard thrust. So it's a difference of definition. So by US definition, well, until we got the Dark Eagle, I think is what it's called. It's not the Black Dagger, that's a test missile. But the Dark Eagle, when it came online, that's America's newest and only hypersonic. We have missiles that go over that, but they're not over that in their terminal phase or throughout the entirety of their flight path. So we don't consider those hypersonics. Russia, on the other hand, says that they do have a hypersonic. Thus far, I have yet to see anything that maintains those speeds while endoatmospheric. So, the Minuteman is a true hypersonic. I mean, yeah. I don't know what its speed is when it's, I mean, I'm sure I could look online and try and find its presumed speed in its terminal phase. I just haven't looked. I know at Apogee it's like Mach 23 question mark? Yeah, because the Trident 2 is Mach 24. Kirk was wearing metal armor at deflected top of the neck. Bullet deformed on impact, so damage was extreme. Died instantly. Slowed video shows the hole in the shirt. Armor react the hole in the neck. I disagree. And I'm not a professional. I'm not a ballistics expert. He was wearing a vest. Probably not a metal plate vest. Probably a soft vest. What I think is far more likely is the individual firing downhill even at that range, didn't anticipate for bullet drop. When you look downhill, things look further away. When you look uphill, they look closer. Also, ballistics are kind of factored a little bit differently when you're shooting downhill versus uphill. I think they were going for a headshot knowing that he had a vest, but a soft vest won't deflect a 30-06 round. Now, when people see like his shirt fly up and stuff like that, that tends to happen when a high caliber round is traveling at supersonic speeds near a shirt. It picks things up and throws them. Even a smaller round like a 30-06. You could be right. I don't know. That is my take on it, right? Let's all stop asking HLC about his views and what he agrees, disagrees with, please. Say he doesn't get into it for a reason. Stop. It's okay, Kenzie. I do these streams on Friday nights because I like being transparent with people. And if you ask me a question, I will do my best to answer it. There are still some things that I just, I won't touch on, and I'll dance around a little bit, but I do appreciate it. Not to be that guy, but the gun thing was not the full quote. The gun thing was not the full quote. Oh, with Charlie Kirk when he said that, I'm sure a lot of his stuff was taken out of context. Like there was one where he was arguing with somebody named Chang, and people are trying to say that he was yelling a racial slur, and it's like, no, the guy's name was Chang. That was his name. Someone go back in time and grab Simo Haya, make Russia chill out. Funny how he woke up in peace. Was it? I didn't read that. I don't know his full story. Finland, how much times I have to teach you his lesson? Bro. Finland, the Finnish know the snow. And it's funny, is everyone's like, you don't want to fight Russia in the cold. While that didn't work for Napoleon, while that didn't work for Hitler, Finland did pretty okay. And the Mongolians said, fuck you and your winter. It's not impossible. I'm not trying hard to look exactly like the fat electrician. I've wanted to grow a beard for a long time. Maybe I'll just shave off the sides and go with the goatee. Maybe. Planning on joining the army. Love what you do. Do you have an MOS picked? Like what you're thinking of? Just curious. Border 05, let me tell you, getting tired of these major... Bro, I would really like to live in precedented times. You and me both. Own guns and own property. I'm tired. Bro, you are not kidding. Oh my God, how cutie-fi. Thank you so much for your message was retracted, but thank you. Russia knows they might get a few hours maybe, but once NATO gets set up, they're done unless they want to start throwing nukes. But once a nuclear weapon is used, the other side will use them as well. Yeah. As this war in Ukraine goes on, I'm less confident that their nukes actually function. I mean, you really don't need that many of them because they're nuclear weapons. But I'm getting less and less confident that they're actually functional. Can I beg you to come to Unsub Live Orlando? I don't think I'll be at that one either. God, I can't just... Look, I told Eli, if he wanted me to go to every single Unsub show, I would go. Absolutely, 100,000%. He said, and I quote, "No, we don't like you that much. You're fat." And then Cody spit in my eye. I'm just kidding. They didn't do any of that. Eli's fucking phenomenal. Cody's phenomenal. Brandon's phenomenal. And Nick is phenomenal. Rich, I'm not going to talk shit. No, Rich is actually awesome. Plus, I don't want someone to clip it and send it to him and be like, oh, he's saying this shit about you. I'm not. Don't want that smoke. Retake Kaliningrad, bro. It's kind of fucked up that I wish Poland would retake Kaliningrad. Sorry, I'm late. It's just me, or has your give a fuck gone out the window? You seem more free. Thanks for all you do. I am a little bit less restricted now, and I have fun doing it. I think everyone kind of noticed a change. I'm gonna be real with you guys though. I've enrolled. I'm not ashamed to say it. I've enrolled in behavioral health. I'm talking to somebody. The whole getting out of the military thing, it hit a lot harder than I expected it to. And the main thing that no one told me about was the noise. And what I mean by the noise is while you're in, everything else is a secondary thought. You focus on your job because your job is everything. That's everything you focus on. You don't care about anything else. When I'm pulled away from that, everything that I've neglected for 16 years came rushing in. And I'm busy as hell trying to do everything simultaneously, and it's exhausting. I'm trying to catch up on 16 years of life, and it's been crazy. No one talks about the noise, and I want to be completely transparent with you guys throughout this entire experience of me getting out of the military. Like, it's okay to not be okay. I see LaRue in here. LaRue and I went to Afghanistan a long, long time ago. LaRue, good to see you, buddy. Can we start a pool for HLC safe to use this towards? Please buy A4 armor. Really nice carrier. Love from an Irishman living in Canada. Sido. Both would trade him for USA citizenship. We like the Irish. In the early 1900s, apparently we weren't big fans of you guys, but we like the Irish now. Need the F-22 Raptor demo plane. Have the kid have issues with him doing cool stuff and maybe make him a flamboyant. like a figure skater. That'd be funny. Hey, once I figure that out, the skinny electrician doesn't want to have fun. Sad Raptor noises. Any advice on going stateside deployment? Trying to change the subject, but I was told I am not allowed to do an overseas deployment. I'm a 35 series. So stateside deployments, relatively simple, man. Treat it like any other deployment. So here's the thing. Deployments in general, at least for me, are easy because all the distractions you have at home are gone. I don't have anyone to go home to. I have a barracks room. You want to keep me till 2100 working for you? Who gives a shit? All I'm going to do is go to the dining facility and then go work out. That's going to be my whole existence. I'm going to work out, eat, and go to sleep. Like that's all I do. There's so many people that try and do all this extra shit. I mean, college is always a good thing to get into. It's your time is your own. I like deployments for that aspect. It pulls you away from everything. Craft Voorhees, how you doing, buddy? Greetings, brother. It's been a long week. Stay positive and keep being awesome. Thank you so much for being here, guys. Craft Voorhees, I ran into him on Twitter, and he is also an air defender. He has the tism like I do. It's funny. It's great. He's a good guy. He's a good dude. For the second new safe fund. I mean, I still gotta finish filling that one. What's my build like so far on Borderlands 4? So with a Mon, I'm running, I went down the fire tree. I have like the little things that fly around my character and like burn people, and it increases my burn damage. And then as I continue going down, if I cause effect damage on somebody, it increases my gun damage. And then as I use gun damage, it increases my effect damage. So like when I activate my overcharge or whatever it's called, I can melt people. LaRue, what's up? Sorry I'm late, brother. No, it's all good, dude. Hey, you got your own life. I would never in a million years tell anyone to stop living their life just to come watch me fucking jaw jack about nothing. Bro, please understand, Iran has been occupied for 46 years. I couldn't agree more. Honestly, I really feel bad for the Iranian people. I don't have an issue with the Iranian people. I have an issue with the Iranian regime. So, by these morons, my people never wanted any of this. They fought very hard over the years to get that country back and paid a heavy price. We lost a lot of folks. Yeah, I really do feel bad for Iran. If you guys had seen, like, if you ever looked up Iran before the Islamic Revolution, it was a very different place. They also were a creditor nation instead of a debted nation. It was during that time, it was called the White Revolution. They were buying up all sorts of different weapon systems. That's how they got our F-14s. That's how they got F-5s, I think. That's how they got a bunch of like American stuff. Is back then, we were on really good terms. Islamic Revolution happened. Death to America, and we're like, cool, we're just not going to work with you anymore. But I really feel bad for Iran because during that time, if you guys haven't watched my, there was a video I did about Iran. Was it my USA versus Iran? Anyways, during the White Revolution, Iran's economy was growing at over 10% on average every year. For like 10 years straight, their economy was exploding. They were doing great things. They were making deals, making money. Everybody was living real well. Since the Islamic Revolution, they have grown by less than 0.5% every single year. There's a lot of people struggling in that country. Do I think the Iranian crown prince would return? Maybe? You're talking about the Shah, right? I think those are called Shah over there. I think it's the right country. Maybe. I don't know if he would be welcomed back, but he might return. Kedzie, thank you so much. Possible executive order removing absentee ballots. Would that include overseas military votes? Of course, Putin recommended it in Alaska. So, I don't know. There's a give and take for everything, right? Absentee ballots allow people to vote wherever they are. And with a large number of our military being overseas, they deserve the right to vote. They are fighting for the right to vote. It's important. However, some individuals have managed to abuse this. Some reports state that individuals, and I did read one where some lady was arrested for dumping literal like fake absentee ballots into a thing. Don't know how common that is. No idea. Realistically, both sides of the political spectrum cheat. It's just whichever side is better at it during that election. It's fucked up, but it's the truth. I think that if we treated absentee ballots like when you're transferring sensitive items, absolutely. They get a chain of custody. This person filled it out. This person signed it, gave it to this person, and you have a chain of custody the entire way. It's like a courier's card. I don't know if they do that. For me, when I voted overseas, it was just here, and the sergeant took it, and then they mailed it. Like that was it. Would you be willing to look more into our submarines? The Seawolf class of submarine is basically a submarine kid would actually let off the leash. The Seawolf was one of those things that like we built just because we could. It was stupid expensive. It was crazy expensive, but it was really fucking cool. Like, I mean, this is the thing. Like, America does that. We like, I want something that is so devastating, and then just like we did. So the Seawolf, I would get it more into that. But the Seawolf, we're like, we need something that is going to just fucking murk Russia's submarines. So we built the Seawolf. Come to find out, Russia wasn't that badass. And we're like, oh, those are expensive. Can we make a cheaper version? And then Virginia class came around, which is pretty much a watered down Seawolf that's more affordable with a lot of commercial off the shelf parts. At least that's what I've read. I don't know how true that is, but that's what I've read. The F-14s being destroyed was painful to watch. Yeah, 100%. If the U.S. were to get nuked, what's most likely to get hit? Presuming it would get through, I think their number one target would probably be Washington, D.C. And that's just because our enemies, I don't think they fully understand that with most military units, cutting the head off the snake is a great idea because they get disorganized, because all the intelligence is at the head. All the decision-making is at the top. The U.S. military is drastically different, and a lot of our allies have adopted this. Germany was like this. Well, they're getting more like this. The U.K. is like this. They're like, cutting the head off of the snake for the U.S. military is a bad idea because it's usually the head that is telling the body not to do what the body wants to do. So I think Washington, D.C. would probably be a first pick, if not one of our major cities. New York, probably. I don't think LA. I really think New York, though. Can an enemy nuke even get through the U.S.? Not a single one. A saturation, sooner or later, they're going to get through. This beard style fits you well. I'm sure Waffles agrees after a snack. It is about that time, isn't it? Waffles, come here, baby girl. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come on. Come on. Come get it. Good girl. She takes stuff so gently. My other dogs, they like eat half my hand. Good girl. Like Knox comes in here and I'm like, here, you want a treat? And he's like, oh, just eats my whole fucking hand. Wonder if their nukes work as well as Admiral. I mean, I don't have the highest of hopes. I did say it will hit you hard after a little bit, and for the next 12 to 18 months, it'll be hard for you, and I'm glad you're talking to someone at the VA. Thank you, Gunfox. I appreciate it, man. So you'll try to answer any question, huh? Then why do people dress up as dogs and cats like people? That's actually a wonderful question. You want the short answer or the long answer? I'll give you both. The short answer is the internet. Let me explain. The long answer. We have these individuals who, throughout all of our lives, have lived at the edges of society. Now, previously, your parents, grandparents, and great-grandparents would see them and just be like, that's a crazy person. You should just avoid them. Don't talk to them because they're saying, I'm a dog, right? Just some fucking weirdo. Well, now the internet's the thing. So they put out some outlandish, this is how I feel. I want to be a dog or a cat. And other people who are at the fringes of society all over the world are like, I think so too. So that gives them a platform, and now they're justified. And then other individuals who are at the fringe of society find acceptance in these things. So a lot of these groups that were previously just fucking weirdos end up accepting people that are really just weirdos. Because those weirdos can find acceptance in those circles. That's my best guess. Now, weird is arbitrary. All right, I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings on that one. Weird is arbitrary. What I think is weird, you might think is totally fucking normal. I think it's weird to sleep with farm animals. But in the Middle East, that's considered okay practice. LaRue said, bro, 100%, bro, I'm proud of you for seeing it and getting help. Love it, brother. Good job. Hey, LaRue, it's good to see you in here, man. And, I need to be more in contact with you, bro. I'm always so busy. I need to just shoot you messages more often and check on how you're doing, man. I hope everything's going well for you and your daughter. She's got to be going through high school now, right? She's got to be. Yeah, man, God, that makes me feel old. I remember her holding her as a baby. Fuck. Dude, that makes me feel ancient. 15, and yep, oh my God, LaRue. Hey, LaRue, when do we get old, bro? We used to be the young guys stomping around Malajad, Afghanistan, doing God knows what. When do we get old, bro? Fuck, we got old, man. God damn. Would China send troops if World War III was started by Russia? Okay, so that's kind of a hard question to answer. Would they send troops to help Russia, or would they send troops to help attack the United States? I don't know. Because this is the thing. After about a couple hundred nukes, it's kind of a moot point. China has over a couple hundred nukes. Russia has more on paper than anyone else in the world. The United States has a lot. But it's also important to note that we spend more on maintaining our nukes every single year than North Korea's entire GDP. Like exponentially more. Last I checked, it was like $90 billion a year to maintain America's nuclear arsenal. And North Korea's GDP is like 7 or 8 billion a year. Like it's oh man. I don't know if they would. And what I'm getting at with that moot point thing is if they get involved, if they say, hey, we're a combatant nation, that leaves them open to the United States attacking them. What would be a far smarter decision for them, and China has learned this, is to show up when the dust settles. When America left Afghanistan, they showed up and started signing deals with the Taliban for mineral rights. The Taliban has since, revoked those rights and threatened to kill them and kick them all out and stuff like that because China's just terrible at maintaining their end of a bargain. But so what would be the smartest for them would be chill out, wait for America and Russia to kill one another, and then take over whatever's left. Keep the beer dude also about died using my purple... You used my purple nurple story. The purple nurple story. Oh, that was you, bro. That was you. The paramedic. Oh my God, dude. That I was reading that shit and I'm fucking losing it. NATO and Russia is playing the biggest and most dangerous game of Red Rover right now. Yeah. It's, again, I don't think anything will happen with it. So you get two sides of Russia. You get two sides. Putin is not unintelligent. I would never say he's unintelligent. but he's crazy. Okay? You get two sides of Russia. Putin, when he is in public, he projects nothing but absolute power. That's how he wants to be seen. That's how he wants to be revered. Kindness and power. Behind closed doors, Putin is a lot more trustable, apparently. He's a lot more keen. I mean, he's former KGB. Mrs. Line Crosser. I did. It was running. I placed it there earlier. Oh, the cooling mat. Where's the cooling mat's over there. Okay. Okay. I'll get waffles on the cooling mat. All right. Love you. Bye. She said, someone asked about the cooling mat and the doggy AC. Did you show them? I'm like, yes, I showed. This is the little doggy AC. And I didn't set up the cooling mat. Ugh. Okay, Waffles, come here. The little cooling mat. Good girl, come on. Come on. Good girl. Come on over here. Yeah. Ooh, I think that's nice. Good girl, stay. There we go. Yeah, the doggy gets AC. I'm roasty toasty right now. Mrs. Linecrosser, if you're watching, can I get some more ice water? You may have covered this before, but I'd love to get your take on the effectiveness of current laser air defense systems and if they'll replace current SHORAD systems. That's actually a great... I missed one with Derek real quick. I'll answer your SHORAD one here in a second. Utah still allows 5-man squad. They publicize it. I think it will set a precedent to discourage public assassinations. Something has to be done. Our youth is getting radicalized. I'm noticing that. Very much so. Now, I don't know if it's the noise from the void, the voices that are out there, enemy interference. I don't know what it is, but our young people are getting radicalized very quickly. So, do I think lasers will replace SHORAD systems? Not yet. We're still going to need kinetic systems because it is so easy to defeat a laser air defense system. Now, what do I mean by easy to defeat? You put a ceramic cap on the outside of a mortar. You now have thermal shielding. Mrs. Linecrosser, you now have thermal shielding, which will reduce the effectiveness of that laser. You're still always going to need kinetic systems, at least right now with what we have. HLC military ballots are different because they're, from what I heard, counted at a military post in the US and then info sent out. Okay, so that makes sense. I see that's something I was unfamiliar with. I don't know how that works. I'm trying to see if Mrs. Linecrosser is going to come give me some ice water. More AI in the military seems like a path to Skynet. Yes and no. I think that implementing AI to make information move faster is a great idea. Oh, I need more ice though. Where is this cold? Okay. Yeah. Hitting that. Oh, anyways. So while AI can help augment and give you the information faster and help decisions be made faster, I don't think it should ever on its own be able to make a lethal decision. Because you cannot, as far as I know, even with a learning algorithm, program morality and decision making. I mean, think about it. Let's say an AI made a kill and it was a bad kill. What are you going to do? Like quarantine that AI and then interrogate it and be like, why did you make this decision? And it gives you all the variables that it took into account. And it's going to be entirely based off of logic. There's a lot of things that are based off of logic, and there are a lot of things that are based off of morality in war. So, oh, hey, Mr. Kangaroo.
I'd intercept me.
My heart goes out to all Americans everywhere this week. You guys have been through the ringer. First the Charlie Kirk assassination.
Oh,
then
thank you, dear.
UMass Boston and the Naval Academy both going into lockdown due to active threats made to both campuses.
Yeah, America has to get our shit together, guys. We've been the world leader for a number of years. Now, I know it's not infinite, but I really like to not be the ones that bring our, you know what we need? We need a national tragedy caused by a foreign nation. That unites Americans really, really quickly when you have somebody to hate. Just throwing that out there. Obviously, I don't want that to happen. That's a joke. Oh, Jason Coy, thank you so much. Congrats on retirement. Go see a functional health doctor and fix yourself. Best thing I did. I got 20% off everything for our Vets Online Govex. If you guys want some leather, thanks, mate. All right, Hawkins and Co. I'll check it out, man. I think I got the Govex thing. I think I've filled that out before. Might be getting Independence Day the remake soon enough, bro. If aliens want the smoke, nothing will unite humanity faster. But you know what's funny? I like to fantasize about that. Like, you know, all the big three, you know, United States, China, and Russia. You know, we have a foreign threat from like outside of our, you know, peripherals. You know, aliens are about to invade or something. And, you know, they all sit down and they're like, all right, guys, we got to come up with a plan. And China's like, look what we have. These amazing weapons. And America's like, yeah, we know how all those work. Those are not good. Those are shit. Actually, that one has a serious problem in its third stage. That one you've never even fired. Why do you have that? That's stupid. That we designed in like the 40s. That was a dumb idea. And like just making fun of everything. And then Russia comes out and all their shit, like they literally don't have half of what they said they did. And America's like, okay, look, I need you guys to be cool about some shit. And then they're like, all right, so here we have our phaser cannons. Here we have our pulse jet engines. Here we have our almost light speed drive. This is our outer coating shielding. And then this is our teleporter. And we're just like all nonchalant about this shit. The French surrender. I don't know, man. France is going in hard right now. Like they straight up ousted their prime minister and like France is going hard. Zombie apocalypse reduces population, then aliens attack. Hardest part about a zombie apocalypse for me would be pretending I'm not excited. The only downside is part of my zombie survival plan is I have to say goodbye to my dogs. Speaking of which, they're barking. Just make you older. The PST. There's no way the PS3 is that old. No, there's no way. November 11th, 2006. Is that a metal solo cup? Yes, it is. It's aluminum. I love these cups. I'm now looking for my walker. I'm not that old, kind of. HLC, can we expect a versus series similar to USA versus the world, but the US states against each other? Also, Mrs. and Baby say hello. Well, say hello to the Mrs. and the Baby for me. That would be kind of cool. I hadn't really thought of like doing individual states. It would be hard to measure, though. I'd have to do size of National Guard, weapon systems of their individual National Guard, which I don't even know if that's listed, population, density of firearms per capita, which we all know that America doesn't require people to register firearms, so those are hard numbers to get by. I don't know. I could look into it. It'd be hard to do. I'd say short or long answer, society using talking animals for allegories for humans when talking about hard topics or subjects is partly to blame for the sharp rise and increase in mascot people. Mascot people. I've never heard them called that before. So, here's the thing. You want to wear a dog suit and go do whatever with your dog friends? Doesn't hurt me. Doesn't bother me. Where I have a problem is forcing somebody else to call you something. Like, this is the thing. I don't care if I'm buying a brand new car and they got the deal of the century. If I walk in and they're like, my pronouns are fucking K and 9, I'd be like, that's cool. I'm not going to do that. You look like a dude. I'm going to call you a dude. And they're like, you need to use my preferred. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to leave. Bye. And I'm just going to leave. Because this is America. I don't have to say what you want me to say. I can say whatever the fuck I want. This is America. That's where I have a problem. You can be whatever the fuck you want to be. You can't force people to say it. You just can't. I'm sorry. It can hurt your feelings if they don't. That's fine. You can say, hey, I prefer this. And if they say, that's cool, I'm not going to do that. There's nothing you can do. Literally nothing you can do. If you're a business owner, you can say, hey, you're not following, what I want. I reserve the right to refuse service. Can you please leave? That's fine. That's well within your legal rights. Can I do a Missiles 101 course? Well, there is a certain air defense system that I'm looking into because I do plan on still doing HLC's classroom. There's a certain missile system that I know almost nothing about. So I'm going to dig into it. And I think I should teach people about that missile system because I want to teach myself about it. Somebody asked me a question and I was like, I'm going to look into that. The issue with attacking the U.S. is getting physically to us. Yes, correct me if I'm wrong. We wouldn't be able to intercept or knock down pretty much anything they would send. Yes. However, those interceptors are finite. The thing is, when people are like, are we prepared for a nuclear war? No, nobody in the world is. No one. Mutually assured destruction is always going to be there. No amount of firepower is ever going to negate mutually assured destruction. Because this is the thing. Let's say that we think we know Russia has 500 missiles that can carry nuclear warheads. Okay. So we need this many interceptors to take down that many missiles. Are those interceptors 100% of the time? No. Sometimes they miss. So mutually assured destruction is still there. Well, what if they have extra missiles that no one knows about? Well, and there you go. We don't know. So, what I tell people most of the time is if people start throwing nukes, we have about enough defense. Like, we're better set up than everybody else. I'm going to be totally real with you. Like, between geographic location and air defense systems, we're better off than everybody else. But as of right now, we're going to survive long enough to pretty much watch them burn before we do. That's about it. I just try not to think about it because I want to enjoy life. If you're just sitting there and you see a bright flash, bro, light up a cigarette, say goodbye. That's it. A lot of people don't fully understand how quickly kind of everything could be over. And once you come to terms with it, it's so freeing. It really is. It is phenomenally freeing. Parents never win. I just had to say cheers to you and the work you do, but also hope Mrs. Linecrosser is doing all right after her fun with Fritz. The Q-tip. Hope you and the family are doing good. I also can't wait for your next museum. Keep it up. Yes, that should be our next Habitually Fat should be going live either the 15th or 16th. And we're actually filming our next one. I might not be here next Friday, guys. So I could be filming that other one. Hold on, I gotta check something. Oh, she's vacuuming something. I thought my computer was like just throttled up out of nowhere. I was like, why are you so loud? It's hard being deaf. Mood in Poland generally is people generally think they would volunteer. Some think they would hide, but no one trusts government knows what they do. Military have big respect, but the new stuff, integration take time. Absolutely. I'm sorry, that was kind of hard for me to read through that, Matt. I understand that English, I'm assuming English is not your first language, which is fine. Yeah, it does take time to integrate these new systems. And I mean, honestly, that's one of the things, it's really strange to me. I was working with this guy from Sweden. Yes, because he made fun of me because I said, yeah, he's used to running in the Alps. And he's like, that's Switzerland, not Sweden. And I was like, And I stopped and he's like, typical American education. And I was like, I fucking deserve that. All right, fair enough. But I was working with this guy and the amount of knowledge he had on various air defense systems that are not American. He also knew about Patriot pretty well, but he knew like NASAMS and S-300s and like all these other systems that he knew. And I was just dumbfounded. And I was kind of jealous because they have to be proficient in all those systems because their country possesses all those systems. In the US, we literally just have our own systems. That's all we have. We bought some Iron Domes, but I think we gave those back already. Yeah, the U-505 in Chicago, it is on my list. I just found out about that recently. I thought that was really cool. I didn't know Nick did a video on that. I want to look into that. I don't know when I would be there, but I also got family up in Chicago, so it'd be kind of cool. Glad I could get you the puppy AC. Craig, yes. And she's on the cooling blanket. She got the puppy AC. She chilling. She big chilling. Oh shit, I definitely misread my question. I asked why people dress dogs and cats in people clothes. Oh, dyslexics unite. Man, I'm sorry. For science, I have no idea. My wife, well, Fritz has to dress up because he gets sunburned. He has no hair. That's all I got, man. I'm dyslexic as shit. It feels to me like America's under attack by a foreign power, and they were testing EMS response times to see which targets to attack, at least when it comes to the UMass Boston and Naval Academy incidents. Could be. Could be. What a lot of Americans fail to understand, and I mean, maybe it's just people in general. Safety is quite literally a fantasy. You have never been safe in your entire life. There are times when you're slightly safer, but you've never been 100% safe in your entire life. You just haven't. Sorry. It's the nature of the beast. If somebody has the time, the patience, and the motive, nobody is safe. No one on this planet is safe. No amount of security, Secret Service, no anything. Nobody is safe. So I try not to worry about it. Still remember when I went to New York in the 9/11 Memorial, and I still remember how heavy the air felt at the memorial. I've never been to the 9/11 Memorial. It is on my list. One of the things, I don't think I'll do it for a video. I think I just want to go there for myself. I felt safer in Baghdad than I do in large cities. You know what's crazy? What's crazy? What's crazy about that is somebody broke it down to me, and I had to go look into it myself. Apparently, for like the 10, like it was like a span of 10 years. It was like 2003 to like 2013 in Iraq. More Americans died in Chicago than did Iraq. And that was crazy to me. And then I looked into it and I was like, fuck. And it wasn't like a small amount more. It was a lot more. And I was like, dude, that's insane, man. It's called situational awareness, yes. More than any gun, more than any knife, more than any karate technique, situational awareness will save you 9 times out of 10. For example, the young woman on the train also didn't deserve anything that happened to her. The Ukrainian woman on the train that was murdered. A gun would not have changed her fate. Situational awareness could have changed her fate. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. But I get it. When I see someone come in, like if I'm, the only dude in a restaurant or something, or I'm the only dude in a location and a woman comes in and she moves into a position where her back is like to a door, or not to a door, like to a wall, and she kind of can keep an eye on me in her peripherals, I get it. I'm 6'2", 230 something pounds. I'm covered in tattoos. I get it. I'm not mad. I understand. She has no idea that I think I'm a pretty decent dude, but she has no fucking clue. You know what's crazy is I talked to my wife about some of the creeps that she's ran into. Gentlemen, we absolutely need to start hazing men who are just that way towards women. Just throwing that out there. Some of the shit she's had to deal with, And I wonder, I'm like, I'm just a goober who made you laugh. And I was, she's like, yeah, but you were genuine. You weren't like a creep. You weren't like doing weird shit. Like I heard about some of it. It was nuts. So gentlemen, if your friends are like a creep, you need to start hazing them. We need to start doing that. The biggest threat from you is incorrect aircraft knowledge. Listen, weapons, I know stuff. Like that Hellfire R9X AGM AIM 120 missile. Come on, I'm the fast Sean Ryan. He doesn't look scary either. HLC, you watch the back if you start seeing sketchy. HLC and you watch the back if you start to see sketchy crap. Yeah. Glad I was able to catch your stream today. I'm glad you're here, History's Pages. I'm Minnesota, MN. I think it's Minnesota. Born and raised. Too close to the Twin Cities. I'm trying to go to Farm Town where there's more pawns than people. Every 12-year-old gets their first gun. I'm not a fan. It's crazy that I'm on social media, but I get super nervous and anxious in crowded places. And I don't know if that's just the military or what. I can't honestly remember if I was that way before the military, but like my wife can see it. She'll see it when we're in places and like my head's constantly on a swivel. I'm watching where people are moving. I'm trying to like get my back, to a wall. I'm scanning everything. She's seen it. I just don't like crowded places. It's not my thing. She loves BTS. Like she is a fucking BTS fanatic. BTS is this fucking Korean boy band that she is all about. And right now they have McDonald's toys for Happy Meals. Guys, I have eaten 4 Happy Meals this week so that she can try and get the toys she wants. Anyways, she loves going to their concerts. I told her, she's like, you should go with me. Nope. Large venue, packed full of people, screaming at the top of their lungs, minimal security. No, thank you. No, thank you. Crowds are people and people suck. Yay, chicken nuggies. I did get some chicken nuggies. I fuck with chicken nuggies. I'm sorry, Scott. I didn't realize my dyslexia was that bad. I apologize. PS4 is also 13 years old. Just stop it, 7K. How old is the N64? I want to see, because I remember like the N64 was hot when it came out. Next year, the N64 is going to be 30 years old. 1996. Oh, God. Someone got some Bengay and maybe some Cialis. God, I feel old. When did I get so old, man? If you're young in here, it sneaks up on you. You know what's funny is I heard this from older people. It sneaks up on you. You don't realize when you become older. Like it doesn't, it's weird. And now the military, it kind of like super ages you. Like if you're 35 years old and you're in the military, you're considered an old head. If you're 30 in the military, you're considered old. Like you're one of the older guys. It's just the way it is. If you're 40 or 50, you're ancient in the military. So it's a young man's game, but God damn. Your first gaming console was an Atari? Mine too. I don't remember it very much. I was super young. I don't even know where my dad got it. Army super ages you, but then PT holds that shit at bay. Oh, I'm not going to lie. I've had to. PT is actually important even when you get out. Not just for like physical fitness and stuff like that. Like, yes, I do care about that, but it also helps my mental health. And I didn't realize how much it would. Being that level of active, it's really good. Like I just have to get out of the house sometimes and kind of clear my head. For AI morality, we're stuck on artificial narrow intelligence, which does one thing really good, but sucks at anything else. There's effort going towards artificial general intelligence for morals. So what's interesting is my wife's stepdad, so my stepfather-in-law, he has started a YouTube channel. He goes by the dinosaur programmer. He's probably going to get a whole bunch of viewership after this. And he started like comparing AIs and making it do simple tasks. Make me a web page that does this, and then he tests it and see how because I mean, that's what he did his whole life, was he was a programmer. And so he started doing stuff like that. And it's kind of cool. I haven't seen like a lot of the videos on there, but he made like 3 or 4 videos, so it's kind of cool to check out. First time watching your live stream. It's nice to hear a like-minded individual for once. Thank you for what you do. Show them albino guns. I was trying to get some sun on them this week. It looks worse on camera than it does in person. Okay, guys? I tried getting some sun this week. Stop it. Let's be honest, if we get into it with them, YouTube won't let me say, we would turn them back into the Red Army. I don't want to say where I got this information from, but I asked friends of mine who do understand like military strategy and tactics. I was like, how bad is like Ukraine? Like, is Russia really that much of a force? And his exact response was, no, we would fold them in that country in 72 hours. And I was like, damn. They don't understand combined arms techniques. They don't understand the principles of mission command. They don't understand, you know, it's so weird. It's been the weirdest fall from grace to see the Russian military on the front line. Like, I used to like really hold them in high regard, and then I see how they operate. And it's embarrassing. It really is. Daddy Rob, how you doing, buddy? It's been a while since I saw you. Why am I droning on about interceptors? Just send a kid.
Listen, they said that if I finish all my vegetables, I might be able to get out of the hangar. So I gave them to Franklin.
Why do I feel like HLC's Winnie the Poohing when he's on a live stream? Winnie the Poohing? Like getting fat? Try not to get fat. I don't want to be fat. You call me fat? Try being deaf in one ear. My nickname in high school was Radar because I can't tell. Dude, my oldest brother, Lee, I don't really talk to him anymore, but he doesn't have a right eardrum. Understand that completely. They had to take it out for surgery. I think there was like a tumor on it or something. Would love to see all tour U.S. museum ships. That is on the list. I do want to do the USS New Jersey because they have a big social media presence, and I think they would willingly work with us. I'm also working. I got a contact at the Mighty Mo. Got to send out some emails. I got to have Mrs. Linecrosser send out some emails. There's a reason Chicago is called Chirac. 100%. Pokemon Go at a park is different without my kid. I'm 6'4". Yeah. I don't judge a book by its cover. I really don't. And the military really broke that out of me. I never really judge. I give everybody a fair shake. And that's just the way that you walk up to somebody who is from fucking India in the United States military and they still have a job to do. You treat them the same as everybody else. You walk up to a black dude. I knew we had a guy from, and to be honest with you, I don't know which one is on which continent. We had 2 guys in my unit. One was from Ghana. The other one was from Guyana. One's South America. The other one's Africa. But anyways, 2 awesome fucking dudes. Yeah. Y'all plans to go to the Fort Lewis Museum up in Washington? I don't know. I didn't even know Fort Lewis had a museum. Feel the same way. I'm 20 and I've already had to threaten a guy to leave my older sisters alone. They're 4'11". I feel like even though I'm younger, I have to be there. I mean, it makes sense, man. Like I know okay. Let me explain this. I'm an awkward fucking dude, especially when I'm nervous. Okay. I'm going to be totally real with you guys. I am awkward as shit. And some women find that endearing and others not so much. Okay. And I know probably out there somewhere, there is somebody who has seen my videos and then like clicked on their profile, saw my face and went, that guy is fucking weird. He did A, B, and C. And I don't want to be the weird guy, but I'm kind of awkward sometimes. Okay. So I've always tried putting my best foot forward. You know, I've never stuck around after I've been told to buzz off. That's kind of like rule 1. Hey, how you doing? I'd like to buy you a drink. I'd like to get to know you. I'm not interested. Cool. And I'll just dip out. You don't want to talk to me? I don't feel like talking to you either. I always, no one's going to openly in chat admit that they're like, oh, I'm a creepy dude. Yeah, I follow him home. No one's going to admit that in chat, guys. I'm going to be real with you. But I've probably been the weird guy. Pima Air Museum in Tucson, also on the list. Have I liked the stream yet? HLC likes it. I do like it when you like the stream.
Would you like the stream? I'd like the stream.
I'm sorry, that's weird. HLC feels... Oh, sorry, I read that one. Dude, there used to be this arcade in Denver when I grew up there called Nickel Play. And you could go in there with a pocket full of nickels. And you could play video games all day. Nickel Play was the shit. HLC feel... Oh, I already read that one. I'm ancient. Does that make me one of the ancestors for air defense? Yes.
He was there when the Oozlefinch came down from the heavens, flying at supersonic speeds in reverse, because it didn't want to get dust in its eyes. It's a mythical bird. It's flightless, but it can fly at supersonic speeds. Only in reverse, though. The Oozlefinch. He was there when the Oozlefinch had come down from the heavens and graced the land and said, "You there, artilleryman." And the artilleryman looked and said, And I said, You are to be a smarter artilleryman. And the artilleryman went, And he said, yes, you will shoot at the stuff in the air. And air defense was born.
Well, first it went from coastal defense artillery to anti-aircraft artillery, and then in like 1965, air defense artillery. But we're getting there. Geez, I did the first intercept of UAV, UAVSR at Fort Huachuca 91. Bro,
you helped birth the egg that the Oozlefinch was in heaven before it came down and met Kraft Voorhees.
I'm sorry. Oh, man. And the artilleryman said, someone's going to clip that. Someone's going to clip that and just, dude, that would be the greatest sound on like TikTok for people to use.
And the artilleryman said,
Oh, man. I'm only in my mid-20s. My body feels like it's 60. Not yet. I thought so, too. It gets worse. So much worse. Thanks for sticking around. Hearing loss and nerve and joint issues. It's not the age, it's the mileage. Bro, the military's all like city miles. It's all city miles. Oh, man. Borderlands 4 worth my money? 100,000%. I don't want to get too ahead of myself. But I feel like this is the Borderlands we deserved after the last one. I haven't gotten through the whole story yet, so I don't want to speak too soon. But gameplay-wise, it might beat out my favorite, which was Borderlands 2. It's really good. It is words cannot express how good it is. I was playing with two of my friends who also love this series, who were also really let down by 3 and Tiny Tina's Wonderlands was great, but the end game was ass. And now we are really enjoying it. I'm only 35. Hello, HLC. Big friend from SoCal. Here, I'll give you a couple of horns from SoCal. Wow, that was way too many, and I had my headphones turned way up. I got to turn those down. Your weird matches my weird. You guys are in the right place. Have I ever been to a submarine museum? No. But the Nautilus is on, I think it's the Nautilus is on my list. And there's the U-505, which is in Chicago. And I think there's another one in Hawaii. I'm trying to do Hawaii in one fell swoop. That's what I'm organizing right now. That's my goal. I don't know when it's going to happen. I have a contact at the Mighty Mo, and I want to do the Mighty Mo, the Pearl Harbor Museum, the USS Arizona. There's a sub that's there. There's an aviation museum. I'm going to spend like a week there and just boom, 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 get like 6 fucking episodes out of that bitch. Because I really want to, like, for me, huge fan of that part of history. Like, not the whole, like, Americans drowning and dying part, but like the whole fuck around and find out. What do I think of Israel's decapitation strikes with the Houthis and Hamas, especially given the US and France have previously made similar strikes? Also, start reading Horus Heresy. I usually read when I'm on planes. I'm going to be on a plane next week. I'm going to start reading it. To me, it was tactically illogical. Now, I understand that Israel, at least from what I'm inferring, what I think, is that they did this to show that you're not safe anywhere. And I get that. I totally get that. What I don't get is why now? My only thought is that it's a response to the bus attack that happened. I think it was also this week. This week. God damn it. Next week, can everyone chill? Can everyone just take the week off, relax, not do anything that is unprecedented? Please. Fucking please. I would like to have a boring video. Oh, man. But to me, it's tactically illogical that it happened right now, unless the information became prevalent right now. I don't know. There's also a Titan II museum in Tucson. I know. If they'd answer their motherfucking email. We emailed them 2 months ago because I wanted to try and get one. Nothing. We called. Nothing. Look, I want to like publish a list of museums that we have tried to contact and they've ignored us. Just so you guys can go in and be like, hey, cool, yeah, I want to go check out this museum. And I just want to know what the fuck is wrong with you people. Just curious. Just interested. Like, dude, they're... If they don't hit like, they're going on weapons list. And weapons list... I had an itch on my arm. That's what I was doing there. That was, had nothing to do with anything. Yeah. In Grandpa Buff voice. Great job, bitchin', you little whippersnapper. I was in Desert Storm. I'm fucking old. I mean, he was also in Vietnam. Ye old fister. What? I glanced over at the YouTube chat and just immediately, ye old fister. Would me and the TFE do an international habitually fat? The Lantern Museum in Israel is awesome. Yes. I gotta stop dragging my feet on my fucking passport. I really need to get that done. I've just been so goddamn busy. It took me 3 weeks to get my fingerprints because I've been so damn busy. That's for my concealed carry though. Yes, I want to do an international because for me, I'm a huge World War II history fan. Huge. I don't know how much I can get to in the Pacific theater because some of those islands are like uninhabitable now. But European theater, I want to see Normandy. I want to see the Ardennes where Battle of the Bulge took place. I'd like to see the Ludendorff Bridge at Remagen. I want to see Auschwitz-Birkenau. I want to see Treblinka. Like these are things that I really, really want to see. I know I can't go anywhere near Russia. They're not fans of me. Or Venezuela. Apparently they'll extradite me. No one has said this. I know that if like Russia doesn't like you and you're in Venezuela, they will absolutely send you to Russia. What do I really think about Belarus? I think Belarus is scared. I think Belarus has aligned themselves with Russia for so long. And they're starting to realize that they're in between a rock and a hard place. They know they're going to be the first to go if it comes to fisticuffs. How well that's going to go for them, I don't know. But I think Belarus is scared. Any F-22 pilots have ever contacted me? No, I would love that. But the former, he used to be the test or demonstration pilot for the F-22 at air shows. His name was Raz. He's doing something else now. Someone gave him one of my shirts. I don't know if he's ever looked me up or like saw what my shit's about or anything like that, or even chuckled at it. I want you to know the offer is out there. It is open. If you know anyone who is a B-52 pilot or crew chief, whoever, and wants Grandpa Buff on the front of their plane, I will do it for one plane. I will absolutely pay for the artist, the artwork, the stencil, everything, and have it put on their plane. I don't know if nose art's still a thing. I would hope it is. I don't know. But if somebody wants that, I will make it happen. I will pay for it. Belarus is going to get annexed. I mean, they pretty much already are. The tour of the USS Edson, Grandpa served on that ship. No shit. Where's that at? I've never even heard of the USS Edson. Portland has a sub-museum? You can write off the trip as a business expense. Technically, yes. Want me to drive over to the Titan Museum? It's only 10 minutes away. Tell them, check your fucking email. Maybe let them come through, because it's a really awesome experience. I don't really know much about Titan missiles, which is strange, because I'm like the missile guy. It's like a piece of history that I missed. I know it was the precursor, at least I think it was the precursor to the Minuteman. If I do the Nautilus, I can take you on a Virginia class. Seriously, Mike? Mike, do me a solid. Go to my Discord, reach out to my mods, make sure they get me your information. We'll talk, because I think that would be cool as fuck. I don't know when I'll be able to do it, or how long this offer is good for if you got to like go somewhere else or something like that, but that sounds cool as shit. Look at the kind of consensual thumbnail. Oh, God. Come on, load. Hold on, I'm trying to load Pepperbox real quick. Oh my God. Mrs. Linecrosser, if you're watching right now, for the love of God, please look at the thumbnail for Kind of Consensual. Oh my God. That is, I'm going to ask, I need a copy of that thumbnail. HLC, love you. I pray next week is boring. You and me both. Don't lie, you just want to mock beans on toast in your next video. We all know we're really buffing human skin. Well, yeah, HLC put the lotion in the basket and I just get to wear the skin. Have I looked into the U.S. Coast Guard cutter, Icarus? No, I actually had never heard of that. The only like Coast Guard World War II story I know is about, oh my God, don't tell me his name. God, I did a little short about the guy. He saved Chesty Puller and his men. He ran his fucking boat aground and held off the Japanese. And the last thing he said is, did they get off the beach? Oh, what the fuck is his name? He's the only Coast Guardsman who ever got a Medal of Honor. Oh my God. Oh my God, it's going to drive me nuts. Oh, now I have to Google it. Douglas Monroe. There you go. The Douglas Monroe. Dude, I can't believe I forgot that fucking name. I knew the whole story. You retired a year and a half, Mike? Congratulations. It's not all it's cracked up to be, homie. I need to buy an RC Model B-52, put googly eyes and a speaker on it, start flying around at range days. Bro, that's actually not a half bad idea. Just fly right over top of Cody. Look at all these homosexuals. Oh, that's great. Well, that's a business expense. I'm paying for that. I'm gonna get me a nice B-52. Oh man, that thing's gonna have like a 10-foot wingspan. I'm putting a Bose sound bar inside that motherfucker across the bottom of it. Oh man. Love the characters' voices you do. Hilarious. Thank you so much, Grimhaven. I appreciate it. Let me see. Pepperbacks for Herrera 26. Dropping water balloons. I don't know if I can figure that part out, but that would be funny. It lasts 10 seconds. They get smoked by more than one shotgun. Probably. I mean, I would just. This is the thing, though. Brandon and Cody could afford a new B-52 for me, so I would just walk over and be like, and they just start putting them in my hand. Be like, don't do that again. But you can go buy your new plane. All right, that's fine. Have I heard about the gasoline shortages in Russia? I have. There's bids. There's vids of miles of cars with. Yeah, dude, they're running real low. Which is it's because this is the thing. Russia has the oil, but as far as I know, they're not able to refine it because their refineries keep on getting smoked. And they might have enough fuel for themselves, but then they wouldn't make any money. They got to be able to export it to India. So India still has to get their fuel. When it comes to sanctions, they don't happen quickly. They take time. USS Bofin? B-Ofin? Aloha, all you lovely individuals. Aloha. That's hello, right? It's not goodbye? Or is it both? Oh. The refineries aren't being destroyed. They're being taken offline for refurbishment. Yeah. They just got to change the plugs. Right now they're on Russian plugs and they need to be on Ukrainian plugs. That's all it is. Well, comrade, we shut them down temporarily. We have too much oil. That's what it is. All these cars waiting here is because they know that they can get it cheap in here in Mother Russia, and it work perfectly. Can I please add an F-15 Strike Eagle to your lineup? I have a 15. Your current Eagle's badass, but he's a D model. My bad. I'll change the F-15. I thought I had the newest model. My bad. Bacon Slayer? Bacon. Bacon. Bacon is delicious. Da, comrade, we just smoked the cigarette over there, and all of a sudden, the refinery go poof. But it's okay. Mother Russia has many refineries and so much oil. The West doesn't even know how much oil we have. You know what? I think I figured it out. Because I want a toy, obviously. Now I'm going to create a Russian character in my videos, and I'm going to purposely buy an entire Russian outfit so that instead of the keyboard warrior like Nick has with a ba, I'm going to get myself like a PKM and a PPSH and just a bunch of Russian weaponry so that I can use that with that character. I think that'd be great. That's how I'm going to do. That's how I'm going to do it. San Diego has a sub museum and the Midway Museum. I think Midway was on one of my lists too. Echoverse, thank you so much for loving the content. And YouTube demonetized, probably. I mean, I don't know if I get an AK. I feel like AKs are kind of overhyped. I want like obscure shit. Obscure Russian weaponry. Like a PPSH. Aloha is multiple things, but it also means hello and release the kid already. Poland wants to dish out the smoke. Yes, the Polish, we just want to borrow the kid for maybe 2 days. We make that good for them. Yeah. Dude, please do it. Get the kid too. Here's the first donation towards a mini buff. And an F-22 scale. Yeah. Oh, God. So we got racism against plane models now, too. You know? They just don't like those D models. They don't like the D. They hate the gays. I'm sorry. That was... Oh, a VAL or ASVAL? Maybe. The editing for Poland was really good. That was the first time I'd ever tried something like that. And I was like, I don't know. And I'm glad it was received really well. just dropping water balloons, plop, plop, plop.
Vote for Herrera, you dirty ploppers. Listen, you're either going to vote for Herrera or we're going to force others to vote for Herrera.
I was going to say something really bad, but I kind of toned it down. Well, there we have it, folks. We're at our 2-hour mark. Ooh, STG 44. That might be on the list too. Well, there we have it, folks. So I'm going to call it a night. Maybe go play some more Borderlands. I think I'm going to go get me maybe a Kalichi with the missus. So without further ado, watch out for one another. I care about every single one of you. After this week, it's been a rough week for everybody. I want you to know, you know what? I'm going to cut the music. I do genuinely care about every single one of you guys. And I want you all to be safe and care about your fellow human. Okay? Don't do the enemy any fucking favors. I'll see you guys next time. Which should either be an old, shitty, newish, but broken, non-functioning looking. That's actually funny. I'm going to join you in your Discord, put some info in the USS Edson, one of 2 surviving 4-ish Sherman destroyers. Okay, Austin, let me know. I'll see you guys later. Oh, here, I'll kick the music back on again.